You're listening to Life with DJ Sessions right here on WCSUFM.org.
Welcome back to Life with DJ Sessions. My NMLS number is 271823. Today's episode is about life insurance. I'm actually going to transition a little bit, talking a little bit about, when the crash happened in 2008, I was subsequently laid off. But I had found a new career in financial services, in referencing life insurance, and and then it could get into securities and everything else. But today is really just going to be kind of like the pros and cons of life insurance. I am currently not licensed in life insurance at this moment, but I helped a lot of families, a lot of people with these policies, and I want to kind of just lay it out there, because when you talk about building generational wealth, we all know that we're born into what we're born into, right? We're born into the families, we're born into our life, and that's something you can't control. But throughout your life, as you learn and gain knowledge, well, then you do it is a little bit of a personal responsibility to then help out, the next generation. So when we're talking pros and cons, most popular as it relates to life insurance, we're talking term insurance. Well, what is term, right? Pros: it's affordable premiums, especially for young and healthy people, right? And think of it this way. If I buy a policy for 10 years, right, you're basically telling the insurance company, hey, in the next 10 years, I'm going to gamble that I'm not going to, quote unquote, die. But in case if I do, it's going to pay out a sum of money to my beneficiaries, right? Well, they have enough actuary data to know that, yeah, you likely aren't going to die, right? So the premiums are really low. Provide straightforward coverage for a specific term. Ideal for covering temporary needs like a mortgage, income replacement, simplicity, ease of use, and understanding, right? A lot of people understand it. The cons: it does not have any cash value built, right? Or any type of investment benefit. Premiums definitely increase as you get older, right? Because obviously that percentage or the probability of you passing away is going to obviously increase. And then coverage ends at a certain time, right? And so it can end at a time where you need it the most, and they understand that. So then what are your alternatives? Well, we're talking whole life insurance, right? So whole life insurance, in the name of it, is the whole life, typically, right? It provides lifelong coverage as long as your premiums are paid, right? I mean, you've got a policy in place that will take care of you regardless, right? You got to pay those premiums. You can pay them annually. You can even do what they call even a paid up whole life, where you just do a lump sum, right? And then it's just paid for the life of the policy. Cash value grows over time, can be borrowed against, right? A lot of people, they use that money that grows as cash that they can leverage later. I think they can even pull it tax-free. Guaranteed death benefit, and like I said, mentioned the growth and potential dividends and interest savings. Now, what are the cons, right? Well, you're going to definitely have higher premiums as it relates to the term, what I just mentioned, term insurance, right? You're going to have limited investment because the inherent value that it's a whole life policy. Your investments in the policy are going to be very conservative, typically, to sustain a slow growth over your life. They are complex and less flexible compared to term or universal, right? Less flexible as it relates to term. Again, your term is lots of different term availabilities, whereas universal life, which we're going to talk about next, pros: lifetime coverage, kind of with flexible premiums. You get the cash value growth, flexible death benefit and premiums, tax deferred growth of cash value, right? It's kind of a universal, is kind of a blend of the a little bit of market stuff, a little bit of guaranteed stuff. But what are the cons? Well, premiums definitely can increase if cash value growth does not cover the cost, right? So as you're growing value in there, you've got an option to pay certain types of premiums, and if you're not making those premium payments, then you've got some growth. They can pull that money from the cash value to cover the cost of the actual policy itself. You got to remember, it's still a policy in the event when the event happens, right? Because it's like, well, if I die, well, we all know we're going to pass on to the next life, but we just don't know when that will be. And so this is definitely a product that understanding that product, that it's a very selfless product, right? And so these other benefits, like having cash value, being able to borrow against it, growth, are things you can use throughout your life, right? It's not just a product for when you pass along. Some other cons I think I mentioned can be complex. Ongoing management, again, management of a fund, lower guaranteed returns compared to whole life, right? Another product here, I didn't really offer this much, but it's variable life insurance, right? It is the investment component offered for potential for higher returns, tax-deferred growth value. They have holders have control over the investment choices, right? What are the cons? Well, you've got investment risk, right? We know anytime you're investing in the market, you've got some risk involved there. The cash value can decrease based on the market performance. You got high fees and expenses associated with the investment options, complexity, and need for ongoing management, right? A few more here, not too many. We're going to do indexed universal life insurance. What are some pros, right? Pros are, again, you have higher returns that are tied to the stock market index performance, right? Lifetime coverage with flexible premiums, tax-deferred cash growth, limited potential for cash growth compared to pure quality equity investments. And then you've still got your fees, policy fees, and again, you're risking you're risking your life insurance in addition to, well, you're risking the growth, right? You're trying to get more growth, but it is tied to your life insurance. So just kind of be mindful of that. The remaining are, I'll just kind of go through. You've got the final expense, which if you think about that, hey, listen, I haven't bought any life insurance, but I just want to make sure that when I pass on, you guys aren't responsible for paying for, my final expenses, right? That's a pretty popular expense policy for folks who maybe decided not to get it until later on in life. It is ease of qualification. It's not a lot, right? It's almost with the understanding that this person is going to pass on here soon. But again, death benefits are obviously much smaller. And so then you've got group life insurance, right? Well, what is group? A lot of people are familiar with that because a lot of employers offer this, right? Come join our firm. We're going to pay for your life insurance. And that's very typical. A lot of people have group life insurance in their benefit package. In fact, majority of the time, it's just offered as free, easy to enroll. But again, what are some cons? Well, you can't really take it with you. In some cases you can. And in some cases, you don't really have much control or flexibility. And then you've got mortgage protection insurance, and what actually prompted this episode was, as you guys all know, I do mortgages, but, it came up about, hey, when you're talking about overall protection, I've noticed some families just aren't protected in case something does happen. And so do they have insurance in place when they pass on, and this insurance could pay the mortgage off, right? And so, yeah, it's definitely tied to the mortgage balance. The benefit decreases as the mortgage balance decreases. So that's something to be mindful of. With all of these products, you definitely want to give with someone who's licensed, who understands them, who does them on a daily basis, and look at it from your overall financial picture. This, again, has been another lesson in financial empowerment. Have a great day.
You're listening to Life with DJ Sessions. Special thanks goes to Wade Oberlin of OnOurOwnRadio.com, Charles Fox, K-Divas Music Media, and the BDG Network. For more lessons in financial empowerment, stay tuned right here on WCSUFM.org for more Life with DJ Sessions.